Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. We're going to talk about Jared Ball and how Jared Ball serves Zionism and serves imperialism. Jared Ball, the man who hypes up Adam Horowitz, the liberal Zionist from Mondaweiss, and the man who platforms Jewish Currents associate and Fateh operative Noura Arakat, the man who compared Isa alayhi salam to Zionist criminal Martin Luther King, is being promoted in many leftist circles, and I don't think he deserves to be promoted. Jared Ball is the literal maternal grandson of Russian Zionist squatters. People try to obfuscate that and sweep that under the rug by mentioning that Jared Ball's dad was black. Jared Ball's mom was a Russian Jew. Jared Ball's maternal grandparents were Russian settlers, Zionist settlers in Palestine. Jared Ball promotes John Henrik Clarke, who is an Islamophobe. Jared Ball has associations with Orientalists and Islamophobes such as Diallo Kenyatta, and even at one point hosted a show with Kenyatta. Islamophobe and Orientalist Todd Stephen Burrow, and Islamophobe and Orientalist Greg Carr, all of whom promote John Henrik Clarke. Jared Ball is so wrapped up in the new African shtick, which is bidah. It is bidah. It is not derived from any sort of facts about Africa. The new African shtick, it is an innovated, fabricated identity that is not rooted in any actual African culture. And that is not rooted in Sunni Islam. Jared Ball is a kafir. He is a kuffar. And Jared Ball was in the U.S. military, which is a criminal organization. Jared Ball is an academic. American academia, secular academia, serves Zionism, serves kuffar. Jared Ball is involved in so many different forms of bidah and kuffar that as Muslims, especially us Muslims of Balad Hashem, us who are from Palestine, us who are from Syria, Lebanon, or Jordan, even Iraq, we should not be platforming a Zionist normalizer like Jared Ball. Jared Ball is anti-factual. By comparing Zionist MLK to Isa alayhi salam, Jared Ball is anti-scientific, not to mention Zionist. Jared Ball has maternal grandparents who were Russian Zionist settlers in Palestine. And you have people like Deculturation who try to normalize and rehabilitate Jared Ball, even though they know Jared Ball's family is all Zionists. And they try to dilute that fact by saying, oh, Jared Ball's dad was African American. It doesn't matter that Jared Ball's dad was African American when his mom's family were Zionist settlers. When he continuously compares Zionist MLK to Isa alayhi salam, which is clearly Islamophobic, Zionist, and Orientalist. Jared Ball promotes Orientalist John Henrik Clarke, who was a Zionist, who is an Orientalist, who is an Islamophobe. Jared Ball promotes W.E.B. Du Bois, who is a Zionist, who is an Orientalist, who is an Islamophobe. Jared Ball promotes Paul Robeson, another Zionist, Orientalist, Islamophobe. And this is a message to my African brothers and sisters in Islam. Why are you platforming and promoting Jared Ball, who is a Zionist, is an Orientalist, is an Islamophobe, is an American academic. That's what Jared Ball is. Jared Ball is just FD signifier with a PhD. That's what he is. Jared Ball doesn't represent the working class. Jared Ball was in the U.S. military. Jared Ball is a war criminal. Jared Ball is a liberal Zionist, an Orientalist, and an Islamophobe. Adnan Hussein, brother, what are you doing platforming Jared Ball? Like, this is just as bad as Habibi House platforming Matt Lieb. This is just as bad as From the Periphery platforming Orly Noy. This is just as bad. And as me, I'm a descendant of the Umayyad Caliphate. My maternal grandpa, direct descendant of Umayyah, the man who is the patriarch of the Umayyad Caliphate. I'm also a direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm also a direct descendant of Musa ibn Nusayr, the Palestinian general in the Umayyad Caliphate, who brought Islam to Spain and led an army of Syrians, Yemenis, and Moroccans to conquer Spain. My legacy, compared to Jared Ball's legacy, is one of Islam, one of following the deen, dawah, spreading the deen. My legacy is the legacy of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My legacy is the legacy of Muawiyah and Umayyah and Musa ibn Nusayr and the entire Umayyad Caliphate. Jared Ball's legacy is the legacy of settler colonialism in Palestine. Jared Ball's legacy is the legacy of war crimes that he committed in the U.S. military and that his maternal grandparents committed in Palestine as settlers. Having a black dad does not absolve him from war crimes and settler colonialism both in Palestine and the U.S. Just like having an English dad does not absolve me from settler colonialism in the U.S. But if you look at my legacy of the Umayyad Caliphate, in Palestine, Syria, Iraq, Saudi, Yemen, Lebanon, and even in Spain, Maghreb, Aljazair, I have a way better legacy than Jared Ball. Jared Ball has a legacy of settler colonialism, has a legacy of Zionism. Jared Ball has a legacy of Zionist normalization that extends well into the 2020s. My legacy is dawah. My legacy is the deen. My legacy is the sunnah. My family is literally descended from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam via my maternal grandpa. I have a better legacy than Jared Ball. So leftists, especially those who claim to be decolonial, what are you doing? And again, we all know atheism is a mental illness. We all know atheism is an evil ideology. Leftists, what are you doing platforming a Zionist college professor? Because at the end of the day, that's what Jared Ball is. And no, he is not a doctor. If he was a doctor, he'd have an MD next to his name, not a PhD. So, because the only real doctors are either ulema or MDs, right? MDs and ulema. Those are the only doctors we should recognize. Your liberal arts PhD is meaningless. It must be a PhD in STEM or in Quran and Hadith and Arabic or STEM. Those are the only PhDs we accept around here. So there you go.